Here we go. And we are now live on the Hangout. G'day, guys. All right, let's see who we've got in the chat room tonight. We have Annie Gabriel so far and Hubby and Mrs. If you're in the chat room, they're the only two that said hello. If you're in the chat room, come and say g'day. Say g'day to us right now as we speak, and go from there. Let's see who else is going to be online. I'll type in there. Actually,
two
say
people
g'day.
So far.
Yeah, I know.
A huge hello to these people because they're awesome for being here.
Exactly right.
More. Hello.
There we go. Oh, Miss Unicorn.
Hey.
Ashbush, mate. Jamie Ward, welcome. Gaz Kirsch is here. Matt RX is here as well. Matty. Very good to see you guys. We'll make a start on this soon, guys. But while you're actually in the chat room first, firstly, just a Y or an N. Who's coming to Clearwaters? Go. Who's coming to Clearwaters, guys? Yes or no? Matthew Mel, welcome. Yes or no? Who's coming to Clearwaters event?
Anyone coming?
Y or N? Y or N?
Me. Oh, here, I'm going to type.
Here we go.
There we go.
Red, welcome. Zal Goliath is here as well. Gary Tattooed Squared. Oh, look at them all joining in now.
And we're just asking now if you just joined up. Are you or are you not going to Clearwaters events? There's a Y or an N for yes or no if you're going to Clearwaters.
So we have yes, no, yes, no. So it's about 50-50, which is pretty good. Hubby Mrs., you'll be there, sweet. So guys, before we make a start, is there any particular question that you may have that we can add to our show notes now? This is only for you who are joining us live because you're special and you're on live. So what question have you got? And we'll type it into the show notes right away. Let's see who's got a question. Ozfox is a no. Maddie RX is a no. What? Maddie. Andrew Bush, I know you're a no, mate. You're over in New Zealand. You can't get the time off. Any question we can add before we go and record this live?
Like that's a no.
A no from Ozfox.
A no for no questions.
A no for no questions? Could be.
Ooh, there
you go. There's one. Do you want to pop that in the show notes for us, Linda?
I can.
Perfect.
I'll put that in at the end.
Put that in the end, yeah, or the second to last one. Perfect. That's great. Thank you for that. That's Angel G, of course. Oh, there's another one. Look at that. Oh, same one, same question. Oh, there's two questions. Oh, good work, Matt. What do you find most annoying about trackables? Is that a question for myself or for No Tomorrow or for Greg Farmers Pie? Either way, we might answer that later on. But this is mostly tonight about the actual event, the Clearwaters event. So, all right, guys, we're going to make a start. We're going to go live. So keep up the chat room. I'll try and get in there as much as I can and say g'day and answer your questions and put them in the podcast as we speak. In the meantime, though, again, I always do this. I don't have it set up. I don't know why. All right, here we go. We're going to make a start on this. The Geocaching Down Under podcast is going live. And g'day, guys. C. Marshall is here, and welcome to yet another podcast recorded live on this, the very first week in February of 2019. And a warm welcome to everyone, and especially our own No Tomorrow. G'day, how you doing?
G'day. I'm doing really well. Yes. And yourself?
Not too bad. How's your month been? It's been a month since we've had a chat.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing a bit of geocaching. I did try to start my streak. You know how I said my New Year's resolution was to do 1 month straight of a streak?
That's right. Yes.
I was doing really, really well. I got up to like day 18, and then on day 19, I went out to go and find one. And whilst I was out, I got the message saying, dinner is ready, come now. And so I had to abandon and go and have dinner, and I drank lots, and I couldn't go out geocaching again. So I lost. I had to start again.
What does that mean then? Have you started again the streak?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I think I'm up to day 23 now.
Well, it's not too far because you're doing a month streak, aren't you?
Yep.
Well, that's good. You're not far now.
I'm looking for 31 days. I'm going to get 31 days straight. That's all I want. Then I can
Or-
chill.
Oh, I know.
Find
Well,
everything around me.
I'm still on my streak, but my streak will be ending very, very soon. And I'll be hosting an event to end my streak as well. Should I actually? This is a good question for you to know tomorrow, and that is, should I end my streak on a nudist beach, like as in a streak?
That will be very creative and interesting, and I don't think I'll come.
Either that or just wear dark glasses. All right, guys. And also joining us tonight, all the way from ACT, is the president of the Oz Mega Committee, and a warm and big geo welcome to Greg, the Farmers Five. G'day, mate. How you going?
Oh, hello, Craig. How you going? And hi, Linda. How are you?
Hey, Greg, great to see you.
Good to have you here, mate. And what have you been up to this past month, if we don't already know?
Well, I've been doing a bit of geocaching, putting a few out. We've been doing lots to do with the clear waters mainly. But it's also been hot in Canberra, so there's been plenty of days where we just couldn't get out.
Yeah. And I was going to say, you guys are really, really busy at the moment with this the event that was coming up, so which we'll talk about very, very soon as well. So, all right, guys, in this episode, we'll be chatting about some geo news that's come up. Then it's all about this big Clear Waters event. So this geo podcast is all about the Clear Waters event. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we bring you episode number 6 of the Geocaching Down Under podcast.
Can't remember the words.
We've got to make them up, I think.
Linda, how can you not know this?
You better run, you better take cover. I don't know. Go on.
All right, guys. Next up, we have some geocaching news. Now, in the news, firstly and as always, what we say on the Geocaching Down Under podcast, we support all major events in Australia and New Zealand. So don't forget to log your will attends and registrations in the following events and plan your trips, of course. The next 3 major Australian events. First, of course, is April Clearwaters. We'll talk about that very, very soon. In Queanbeyan, GC7 MVHE. Golf Charlie 7 Mike Victor Hotel Echo, and more about that very, very soon. Then we have the Oz Geomuster mega event in July in the beautiful Wollongong, GC7 N7ZC. And last on the planner so far for 2019 is the St Arnaud's event down in Victoria as well. So make sure you put in your will attends, register, and plan your geocaching trips right now for those. In the meantime, hey, did you see the there was a new email come out from a GCDHQ about the lab adventures? Did you?
Yeah,
did
Adventure
you guys see that?
Labs. Yes.
Adventure Lab. That's it. Yeah.
Yes,
Did you
I
see
got
those?
one too. I think everybody got one today.
Did you get one, Greg, at all?
Yep, I saw it, Craig. Yep.
Yep. So, what do you think about these Adventure Labs? Has anyone got any idea of what they are, or
Please tell us.
no?
You've got some information from America, haven't you?
I do. So as we all know, these apps first came out, the Adventure Lab app. It came out about 2 or 3 months ago now, and I think it was in preparation for this particular launch. Now, Adventure Labs, people think lab caches are just solely at mega events, number one. And number two, they think they're just all about gadgets like you see down in Victoria and whatnot. They're not either of those, so to speak. And what that means is that in America, they've actually got 4 lab cache adventures. Now, these adventures in America, they're not based on gadget caches. They're all based on plaques and memorials and that sort of things, like very similar to virtuals, but they're a lab adventure. In other words, you do 10 of these things, and you get the 10 smileys, basically, the 10 lab cache for them. So what they've done from here is I think they're giving out, I don't know exactly how many, but they're giving out the opportunity for people to place these adventure labs in their own countries. As I said, at this stage, I only know of 4, and they're all in America. So how cool would that be to get even 1 or 2 or 3 here in Australia? I think it's going to be superb. I can't wait for it. So that's what I think they are. What do you guys think about those? Does that sound good?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to having a go at one. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope they do bring it out, and it's somewhere where accessible to most of the geocaches. It's not in a remote spot.
Yeah, that's right. Although in saying that, Greg, we all know what you're like as an event coordinator, having a major event in a remote spot like Alice Springs a couple of years ago, mate. It was a great event. Shame it didn't just make that tick over the number, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in regards to that status because everyone, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed that event. I really loved it. So, but going back to these lab cache adventures as well, just made note of it, and that is,
yes,
yeah, the adventure lab. Sorry, what did I say? Lab adventure.
yeah,
Always mixed up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So with this, so with this particular app, I think it's really good for the simple reason is it'll stop you having to go to an external web page. So at this point in time, if you go to a mega event, you'll see like there's a QR code when the lab caches come out and are available. You got to scan the the QR code, which then will direct you to a web page, and then that web page on your phone, it's a bit confusing. At the same time, people who use GPS devices only, they find it even harder because they don't have the smartphone technology. And what they have to do is they have to download the GPX file, which is separate again. So I find that very, very hard. But this new app will stop you going from a web browser. It's just going to be like a normal app, like the geocaching app is at the moment. At the same time, and this is what I think is brilliant, it's going to stop the armchair loggers.
Okay.
You see, because you're going to have the phone within a particular location of the GZ. So you can't have all these people that will message part of the mega attendees saying, oh, have you got the lab cache sort of codes, because they want to log them from wherever the country which they are. Yes. Have you heard about that sort of stuff? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, it's going to stop those armchair loggers, which I think is a pretty cool idea as well. So anyway, more on that to come by the suppose of things. Wait to see what happens with HQ and wait to see what they come out with next.
Do you know how people apply for it or what? Do you have to actually respond to ask for one?
Yeah, I think with that email that came out to everyone who was available for it, because there was criterias. You had to have so many fines. I think it might have been 100 fines or something like that. You had to have a lab cache find. You had to have a mega attendee or something like that. So there was a criteria. Once you met that criteria, you click apply. It was in the email. Once you click apply, your name goes, I believe you actually just go into a barrel, like it's a random draw, as opposed to the virtuals where they had a lot of issues where people say, why did that person get a virtual, not that person? That person's a better geocacher than that one. You know what I mean? Yep. This time they're saying, no, we'll just leave it up to chance, I think, which is which people can't really complain about that way, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Next up, we're gonna go straight to Greg from the Clearwaters event and see what's new and see what information he's got about the upcoming event. So stand by. Stick with us. And okay, guys, so we have Greg here all the way from the ACT Clearwaters, a large event coming up in April. Linda, I'm going to hand this over to you now. You can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I am actually going to this. I've been looking forward to going to this event for, I think it's been about 3 years. I think it was a few years ago they were trying to get this event. And I was like, I'm going to go to that. And it didn't happen. Am I right, Greg? Is that correct?
Yes, Linda, you are correct. We put it back and then had the Red Centre experience in between, but we're all on track this time.
Yes.
And it's going extremely well behind the scenes. We've got a lot of committees and subcommittees working that you can't see they're doing lots of jobs. And this has been going on for well over a year now. We decided to get a lot of items in place through 2018 to take the pressure off us once we got to 2019.
Oh, good idea.
And so we just did most of it last year. And what we knew once we got to Christmas, we'd be distracted by the heat and Christmas and holidays. A lot of things are closed. So we're just tinkering around and fine-tuning the last few items now.
Oh, fantastic. Sounds good then. So you're not all in rush mode trying to get everything done last minute.
No, experience has told us not to get in that situation ever. And so we took out things like insurance last winter. And there's a good reason we do that, is that a lot of components of the event further down the track, they want to see your certificate of currency and insurance policy before they proceed to the next thing. So when you get that into place, you can then fit in other components of the event.
Ah,
exactly.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. All right. So, got a few questions from some people throughout the last month and everything. I just got a few questions for you. One of them is, what are some of the activities that you guys have planned for Clearwaters?
Okay. Well, we're going to have some seminars on site. They'll be indoors with a big screen. We've hired a big screen, and we're just tinkering around with what they'll finally be, but there will be seminars. They'll all be free. There'll be some night cache releases on certain nights. They're all being planned at the moment. There's going to be some Indigenous activities on site. And I know, Craig, you went to Red Centre and you would have seen those.
Yep.
There'll be some Scouts activities on sites. They're being streamlined at the moment. We released the information on that Cacheopoly game, and there'll be other games that we're going to leave to not released till the event day. Look, there'll be many other things. One other thing I can think of is that we've got a lot of Indigenous people involved in this event, and one of them is a very important lady by the name of Tina Brown, who works at Queanbeyan Council. She was invited by the Prime Minister only a couple of weeks back to do the Australia Day opening ceremony, and she's very good at the dances, painting. She painted the Prime Minister's wife's face with the Indigenous work. She's got 9 people attending this event, and on the grand opening night, they're going to have a 2-hour free face painting session, mainly for the kids, but the adults can jump into. Under the rules of the Indigenous people, a man has to paint a man's Indigenous face, and a lady has to do a lady's face. And they're bringing the original ochre colourings, so it's all authentic. So they're just some of the things happening anyway.
Nice. I like the sound of that. Sounds great.
Just from the live viewers at the moment, Greg, any particular idea of seminar topics that you might be having? I know these questions are we spoke about before. As I said, these are coming from the live guys. But yeah, you got any ideas of the actual topics of the seminars at all?
Well, 2 possible ones are going to be Project GC and the new cache tours.
Yeah, the cache tour is actually pretty good, and I believe Kitty Catch, who's on the committee, is actually a cache tour ambassador.
Yeah, and she'll be doing the one in Queanbeyan.
That is sweet. That is really good. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got here? Okay, so we see you've got a few other small events in the lead up to the major event on the Easter weekend. So do you want to? Can you tell us anything a bit more about those ones? I think it was 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, I guess, Linda, this all goes back to some of the first mega events we did. But the first one we did in Wagga was 3 days. People wanted more, so we did 4 in Albury. By the time we got to the Red Centre, we had people turning up 2 weeks in advance and many a week before. And the camaraderie was just unbelievable. There was, gatherings every night and group photos. And so we decided to run with this idea. And it's the first time for a long while where every state in Australia's got a school holiday in the first week. So there's no excuses in being here. So on the Monday, the 15th of April, the first event that's already published is the meet and greet at the Capital Brewery in Canberra. It's in Fishwick. It's a very casual brewery. It's a beautiful setting. It's got open grass seating areas, indoor areas. They mainly do burgers and chips as meals. We've got some special guests coming from the Heritage Ministry. There'll be a free raffle, and the whole complex is booked already. The second night, the Tuesday the 16th, we've got another GC event published. It's at Henry Rowland Park in Canberra. Now, all the Canberra people know where this is, but for those who aren't aware, it's very close to the main bridge that goes over Lake Burley Griffin. It's a new park that was opened about 9 months ago, and it's pretty special. They've got a lot of unique stuff in there. There's lots of barbecues and tables. There's gym equipment. There's a lot of artwork in there. One of them's a big, beautiful brass tuba instrument that's an artwork piece. There's a boat there. And so we're having a meet and greet event there. Tim the Yowie-man's going to be there. a few more special guests. This will be a free barbecue and meal. Another free raffle, and then about 80 metres from where we're having the barbecue, they've put this new seat area out on the point, and it makes a great group photograph we're going to do for the Canberra Times with Lake Burley Griffin in the background. The third event, the Wednesday, is going to be at the meet and greet the mayor event at Walsh's Pub in Queanbeyan. This is located only 300 metres from the entrance gate to the showground when the event space. Now, this is it's a beautiful family bistro pub out the back, and we've got the whole area reserved. As a sponsorship deal, he's supplying free music for the night, live music, which will be a guitar soloist. Special guest will be Tim Overall, the Mayor of Queanbeyan, his wife, Nicole, who's doing a ghost tour the next night for us, the Deputy Premier of New South Wales, John Barilaro, and the former state rugby league player, Terry Campese. There'll be a free raffle here, family priced meals there, and that'll go for 2 hours as well. The fourth event we have is going to be on Easter Monday. It hasn't been published yet. Yep. It's going to be a flash mob event at the Australian War Memorial, and it's going to be in the Western Garden. And the reason we can't use the steps is because they're setting up for the TV live shoot for Anzac Day only 4 days later, and there'll be rehearsals and scaffolding everywhere. So we're in the Western Garden, which is beautiful. There's lots of monuments and statues there. That'll be a flash mob at 11:30. The Heritage Minister is going to be the one who's going to be swamped in the middle. And this will be followed by a free barbecue afterwards at 12 o'clock, which is at Remembrance Park. It's only about 300 metres from this spot, so people can park in the same car park and follow it up with a free barbecue afterwards. And during that barbecue, me and Craig there are doing a promotion for the Oz Muster event. So that's happening. So they're the 4 other events based around the main Clearwaters event.
Gotcha.
I just think it just touched on that. It's a brilliant idea, and you know what? People will turn around and they talk about let's talk about the elephant in the room. They talk about event stacking, but this is not event stacking. These are different events every single day. And they're more than the distance apart that they're required to be. They're more than 2 hours apart, which they're required to be. I think it's a brilliant idea. And Greg, just to let you know as well, actually, just to let everyone know, if you're on Facebook and you're not on the pilgrimage to the nation's capital, I think it is. That the one, Greg?
That's it.
That's it. If you're not on that, I don't know why. You jump on that because Greg puts a lot of things on there as well. So on Facebook, the pilgrimage to the nation's capital. He had the pilgrimage to the Red Centre a couple of years back. I'm telling you now, when he's talking about people arriving a week early and having their own events, man, I was so jealous. I was riding my bike there and I couldn't get there quick enough. I wanted to get there a day earlier just so I could join in the festivities and the fun before the actual event started. So I think it's a great idea, Greg. Well done, mate.
Yeah, and the secret of that, Craig, was having the red ribbon on the cars. And I remember you had the red ribbon on the bike, you had the flag.
Yep.
And people they were a bit scared at first, but that page is open to put their own photos on, and people showed themselves leaving homes and their stops on the way. I remember you were showing your barbecue stops on the way there. And
exactly.
And it becomes a showpiece for everyone to
that's right.
To show their tour just getting there.
Exactly. And I do believe, Greg, actually,
have I lost Craig, or have you guys lost me?
Oh, I can see you.
Okay, we've lost Craig. It's not just me then. Well, let's just move on then, if we're still working. All right. Yeah. Oh, Craig's kind of in and out there. But anyhow.
Anyway, I can see you, Linda.
Okay, let's continue on. So I was actually just looking at, for anybody who's wondering about the event, just wanted to quickly let you know the code for the events. You can Google that or look it up. GC7, M for Mary, V for Victor, H for Hugo, E for Echo. GC7MVHE. And Greg, on that page, are they able to find links to the other events at all, or do we need to look at Facebook?
There's a link. There's a link to the website, and the website's got everything detailed on it.
Fantastic.
And they can find it easily from there.
Gotcha. Fantastic. That's good to hear. All right. And yeah, I'm assuming we are working. I don't know if we are or not. It'd be good if we could get someone in the chat to tell us whether we are still working, please.
Yeah.
Oh, Craig's coming in and out still. I'm not sure what's happening there. All right, we'll keep going anyway. So another question that we have here is, can you tell us about the accommodation you can book? Like, what kind of accommodation do you have, and is it too late to book?
Okay, well, I guess firstly, there's local accommodation in Queanbeyan, and people can do this just through Google, or they can contact the Queanbeyan Tourist Information Centre, and they'll be happy to hand out recommendations. But of course, the best value of all, and you can't beat this, is actually staying on site. And that's why this year we've made it super value at staying 8 nights for the price of 4. So for 4 nights camping, it's $116, and for 4 nights powered site camping, it's $156. They get the other 4 nights free, which are the first 3 and the last one. So there's no better value than actually being amongst the action. You can leave your car there, there's security, and it's great value just being on site.
Yeah, I've got myself booked in for an unpowered site.
Beautiful.
And I'll be coming in early as well, because I've got something on the weekend before down that direction. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Are we still alive? Is anybody saying
we are? Yes, correct. You, yourself, and myself, Greg, we're still going. So let's just keep going.
Yep.
Until Craig comes back in again. All right. And then, yes, so day trips and parking is saying that, so can people actually come in for just a day?
Yeah, they can. And, of course, this will typically be the local Canberra people who will, for example, on the Thursday, it's still a working day. So there'll be people who'll come in for the day, maybe after work, or come out for the bonfire, whatever, and there'll be plenty of parking for day parking.
Oh, excellent. That's good to hear. So is it like paid parking? Like, do they come into the actual showground or wherever?
Well, the showground has 4 exit points. 3 of them we locked off for the event. The main one is a double car width wide, and there will be security guards on there for 4 nights and volunteers on through the day. So the only way you can get in is you first have to register, and then the first time you come in, you'll be checked off a registration list. After that, you'll get your name tags, your car flags, your stickers, and all that once you're in.
So that's even if you're a day visitor?
Yeah, you still got to register.
Yes, gotcha. Yep. Oh, and if anyone is listening right now and they have not actually logged on to geocaching.com and done a will attend, you really need to get onto that ASAP. Like now, just do it.
So am I back, Linda? Am I back?
Yes, you are back.
Oh,
Craig, he's back.
Oh, yes. my internet. I'm telling you, I've got trouble with my internet, mum. It's killing me. But in saying that, I just did a post because Greg, we're so close, mate, to that magic number.
Ooh,
we're currently we're on 476.
Come on, people.
24. Come on. 24 guys tonight. 24 tonight. Go. If you're listening, and you haven't actually logged your will attend and you're coming, log your will attend. Get on there now.
This event has been a few years in the making. Come on, people. This is going to be awesome. You got to jump on this.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an Easter long weekend. Yeah.
So sorry, Linda. What are we up to?
Okay. Well, I was actually going to ask about merchandise. So we've got some merchandise.
Yes.
And I was wondering about those. And the big question I really have is that in your merchandise, you've got like, what is it, a Yowie? I want to know what this Yowie looking thing is.
I personally think it's Greg's model himself, but anyway, that's just that's my opinion.
Now, okay, I'll tell you how this all started.
Yeah.
Firstly, the Queanbeyan Council back in the 70s offered a $100,000 reward for anyone who could bring in a live Yowie captured. Because there were so many sightings around the hills of Queanbeyan and the Brindabellas. So it was never paid, but you can imagine 100,000 in the 1970s would have been probably 2 million today. Yeah. So the Yowie image has stayed around the Queanbeyan Canberra area to start with. The next thing is that it's involved in a lot of other things. The Queanbeyan basketball team are called the Yowies. They have a Yowie mascot. We paid for the Yowie image 3 years ago, and we've got the rights to use it and the rights to tinker with it a bit. So that's why you'll see it on merchandise. So one of the items we have is a 5-piece path tag set, and it's on a couple of those, and that's done by the Path Tag Club in South Australia. Anita will have a stall at the event. You can order those through the website and pick them up at the event. Our official Geocoin, which you can still purchase on the website for $25, has a Yowie on it on the front.
Yep.
It's in a 3D version. Our sublimated shirts have a Yowie on it. Geo Stuff, who is a great sponsor of our events,
how good are they?
2 items. He's got a Yowie patch and he's got a themed blue Yowie cap available, and you can purchase those on his website too. So you can see that the Yowie's involved pretty much in everything we're going to do, and we've got a few other little secrets we'll reveal about that at the event, but I'm not saying anything about them tonight.
Okay.
Greg's going to finish his streak and look like the Yowie. I'm joking, mate.
No, none of that. Okay. So those items that you can buy, most of those items still on the website that you can.
You can buy all of them except the shirts. The sublimated shirts are finished.
Yep.
All the rest will be available right up to the event time. You can keep purchasing them.
Ah, excellent. Good to see. Good to hear. And what was the actual web address for your event?
Clearwater's. I'll have to look it up. I'll tell you shortly.
Okay.
Next question.
The best way to get the link for that is go on the GC page. On the GC page, on the actual that itself has got the link in there, and it's nice and easy and click. Because otherwise it's really hard to remember that one.
Fair enough. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And now, have you got sponsors and things that you would like to? Like who have you got coming and sponsoring your event?
Now, give us some plugs, Greg. Come on, use this for some plugs, mate. Your sponsors.
Is this the final question that you want, or is this the one before that?
No. Would you like this one, the final question? It's up to you, mate.
Let's skip that question then. Okay.
Yeah, we'll skip that. We'll skip that question. Sorry, that was my fault. My bad.
Okay, so
sorry, Linda. Just what about the Rego packs? We always have Rego packs, and everyone loves Rego packs. What's in?
Okay, well, we've got a themed Rego pack for a start. They're already here, and in that there'll be, for example, every person will get whatever I mentioned here free. You'll get a 35-page heritage booklet. The booklet. The Heritage Festival is on the same day of the start of the Clearwaters event, Monday the 13th, the 15th, and there'll be a heritage booklet in it. Now, the heritage booklet will also feature a page on geocaching and geocaching in Canberra. This booklet's worth a fair bit, and everyone will get one of those. There'll be some games in there, some other bits and pieces, but we really just want to keep the rest of it a surprise till the day. All free.
That's good. And just to let you guys know, if you haven't been to one of the Oz Mega events, and that is, I went to obviously the Alice Springs one, and seeing everyone driving around, or me riding around with these flags flapping, it was the camaraderie that gives you. I mean, there's my flag there behind me, but that camaraderie that gives you is just, it's insane. I mean, you go up to a GZ and 9 times out of 10, you've already got like 1 or 2 cars there with the flags. Wait for me. So you can actually go up and say, introduce yourself, and then you can become like a little mini event at a GZ. It's a great idea. I love it.
Craig, we didn't do it at Wagga, but I saw it soon after that at an Australia Day just around Wagga, and people had Australia Day flags, and I thought, wouldn't this be great if we could incorporate this in our event? So we did it at Albury, and it just took off. And we did it for 2 other reasons. One is that you could, the people at the gates could identify acacia coming back in without stopping them to question them. If you had a flag, they knew you were acacia. But the other reason we did it for was that if you went to a cache that it was at a lookout and there was a car park there, and you got there and there were 6 other cars, it was a real good chance that if 3 of them had the flags on it, you knew that they were acacias, whereas before you were just guessing. So it all evolved from that.
Yep. No, I think it's a fantastic idea. And as I said, the flag stuff, I mean, and to be honest with you, I know, for instance, a gentleman, Aries 44, his name is, a nice guy, and he keeps all his flags when he goes to events, and he's got them like put up in his garage, in his man cave, just like one of those flag banners now, so you can see every event he's been to. He loves it.
Yeah, well, the other thing we did, the one we did at Albury was pretty basic, and we learned to upgrade it after that. So like the one behind you there, the red center one, we're able to get everybody's name on it and the event. So everyone at this will get one of those. That one we can see in the background there, it's got a heavy-duty pole, and also the fabric is 200 double D polyester. And we had to especially do that for Red Centre because people were driving on roads that are 130 Ks. But there's 100 Ks highways outside Canberra too. So we're getting the same ones again, double strength and good quality.
Yeah, no, they're really good. I've really enjoyed mine. Thank you for that.
Fantastic. Actually, we've got a couple more questions. Angel G was actually wondering, when will the full program events be coming out so they can start to plan which ones they'll attend?
Well, the itinerary is just about set. It'll be on the website within 7 days, and we're just tinkering with the last few items. Everything that's on the itinerary is confirmed, so it'll be out within 7 days. We're releasing about 9 announcements over the next 3 weeks. That's one of them.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic.
9 announcements in 3 weeks. Oh,
yes, that's one of them.
Ooh, okay. And actually, I remember reading something about campfires. Can you tell me something about campfires?
Yes, well, personal campfires aren't allowed, but we've got special permission for one of the rare times ever at the showground from council, and also I had a meeting with the Queanbeyan Fire Brigade who we had to get past. And they told me that they didn't want to do it at first, but then they said, providing there's no catastrophic events in Canberra leading up to it or Queanbeyan, it'll be fine. And what he means by that, he's thinking another firestorm go through, but I think it's highly unlikely in April. The place is that green at the moment. It's actually the opposite. So we've got 9 campfires planned, every night. We've got the firewood planned, and they're always a great meeting place and location of social gathering at the end of each night, where people will talk about their caching day and how have you been, because a lot of people haven't seen each other for a year, so they should be popular.
Sounds fantastic. I remember I went to the AusGM Mega back down at Morisset last Easter, and hanging out at night time with people was just a great time. So to do that around a campfire is the best.
Exactly, and that's what I feel is too, NT, and that is, I mean, everyone goes out caching. We're all geocachers. We go out caching. I mean, some of us stupid ones do it daily. But to actually go to an event and meet people, for me personally, and this is what Kitty Catch has been saying in the chat room as well, and that is, everyone can go out and geocache any day they want. That's not a hard thing to do. However, when we get people meeting up and having these chats and these geo chats and these get-togethers, that's what these big events are about. They're about meeting people, changing stories, and even learning a lot of new things as well. Especially so anyone new as well, any new geocachers out there, don't be scared off because it's a large event and there's lots of people there. Be more excited about it, for the simple reason is that you're going to learn a lot more stuff. I mean, you don't go to a normal event and have these seminars, for instance. That's just one part and parcel of it. But you can sit around a campfire, enjoy a beverage, and just chat and chinwag. It's the best.
Yeah, the other thing we always stress too, Craig, is that we don't care how many fines you've got on your stats. We treat every person equal. We don't care whether you got 1 or 40,000, and we don't care what you do for a living. We treat everyone equal. And when you get to these events, as you say, for the newbies, don't be shy. Don't be shy. No one at the event knows everybody else, and it's just a meeting place. And don't be afraid to ask questions. People will always help you.
Exactly right, Greg. Exactly right. That's a good point to make, actually. Good point to make.
Yeah. All right. So, was there any more, Craig? Can you see any more
I'm just looking through. Angel G in the chat room, she says as well, don't forget that there'll be a stack of tours that's going to be hosted by the local ACT and Queanbeyan caches as well.
Was there a ghost tour you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, we're going to keep this as one of the announcements too. But
okay.
I can mention a bit of it. For about a year now, we've been planning tours that the caches will be open to do.
Yep.
There's a subcommittee doing this behind the scenes. I'm sure a few of them are watching tonight. I can't see the names of the chat room here, but I'm sure they're there.
Oh, Angel G's there, and then Kitty Catch is there. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're all around Canberra. I don't want to give too much away, but there are 2 ghost tours, 2 ghost and geocaching tours involved. One's a walking geocaching tour, and one is a minibus geocaching ghost tour.
Ooh,
Both of those tours.
I'm interested.
One's hosted by Tim the Yowie Man.
Yes,
and
on that one.
and one is hosted by the mayor's wife, Queen Bee mayor's wife, Nicole Overall. Those two are paid tours. All the rest are free. We've just about got it all set, but we're just tinkering with the last few things because there's a booking process. There'll be limited numbers in each one, but we'll have a release day, and that's coming up in the next 2 days with all that on it.
Wow.
Sounds awesome.
There's over 10 tours.
Now, Greg, for all this sort of information that you give in these announcements, where's the best place to actually keep up to date for announcements, etc.?
Well, we put every announcement we do on the Facebook, Clearwater's Facebook page gets put on the homepage of the website. So we know a lot of people aren't on Facebook.
Yes.
So it's on the homepage of the website straight away. Usually the pilgrimage page. And plus we share it around to many other Facebook groups around Australia.
That's right. Now, also for those out there as well, and I know, Greg, you do this and you haven't touched on it, and that is if you've logged a will attend on this event, if you have logged a will attend on this event, all these announcements that Greg does, it actually goes as an announcement on the GC page. Therefore, then you get a direct email to your email address, your GC email address, when those announcements take place as well. Isn't that right, Greg?
That's right. Anytime we do a committee announcement, every person gets that same email.
That's right. So if you want to keep up to date and you don't have Facebook or whatever else, make sure you log your will attend and check your emails because they'll be coming through thick and fast in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
All right, now do we do a drum roll?
Oh yes. So
I'm going to leave this with you, Craig.
Can I ask for this, please? Yeah,
please.
All right, Greg. We were talking before. We want, and we've advertised this on our Facebook and social medias as well. We want a special announcement for the podcast. In other words, we want a Clearwater's scoop. Go. An exclusive scoop. What do we got?
Okay. Well, we've got 9 announcements to make, and we're going to spread them out over the next 3 weeks. But seeing you asked for one exclusive, I suppose we can give it to you.
Yes.
On Monday, 2 days ago, we were very fortunate to pick up a very much needed and sponsor. And we can announce that sponsor is the ACT government.
Oh,
and they're putting in $10,000.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Well done.
More firewood.
Good
flags, decent flags.
Yes, well done.
So there's a bit that goes with this. It's only just been announced on Monday. Yeah. We've signed the papers yesterday, so it's all in. The main part of the ACT government that this is involved with is the Heritage Department. This year, for those who aren't aware, is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. And Canberra being a place that has the Deep Space Tracking Station, Mount Stromlo, and the many other space-themed areas here, they've made it a big thing this year. The Heritage Festival's theme is space, as in outer space. And their whole theme is based on that this year. And the event kicks off the same day that ours does, the 15th. So we're involved in their event. They're going to promote ours. And not only that, the heritage side of it, it's not only the moon landing year, but they have lots of cultural sites in Canberra, Indigenous sites. And all the Canberra people on here watching this now will know this. There's lots of places in Canberra where there's old ruins, heritage site, old schools, Indigenous sites, Indigenous walking tracks. And I could go on. They're everywhere. They're spread out all around, and they're just on the outskirts of Canberra too. So the Canberra people are well aware of a huge information system that's based around Canberra called Canberra Tracks, and a lot of these have a sign there highlighting what the place is. About 50% of them have got a case either on the sign or very close to them already. The lady who did that sign is coming to a few of the events and also doing a PowerPoint presentation with me on stage one night highlighting all the heritage areas in Canberra on a big screen.
Nice.
So the Heritage Festival is going to be huge. there's only one 50-year anniversary, and we fluked it this year. So the ACT government are on board with us. We're on board with them. In the booklet, it'll be telling you about all these side events you can go to in the period that you're here. So, and most of them are free. There will be things spread out on many days and nights all over the place. So you can see it's being school holidays in every state in Australia that first week. It's a win-win for everyone. Like you, Linda, you're mad not to come the whole time. It's the holiday of a lifetime, and to stay on site for the price of 4 nights, you're mad not to camp on site.
That's it.
So we're very proud that we've got the ACT government on board, and they're proud to be associated with us.
Fantastic.
No, that's
really
brilliant.
great.
And well, and I'll let everyone know as well. What Greg's saying about this sponsorship stuff and this major deal, I know personally, mate, that must be a massive weight off your shoulders, and well done. Congratulations, mate, just from me personally, all right?
Yeah, it is.
Good job.
And of course, it's all good, but it helps pay the bills. And when you're running an event over 9 or 10 days, there's lots of bills. Nothing's free.
There's lots and lots of bills.
And of course, one good sponsor's better than 10 smaller ones. You've got to entertain 10, whereas one you only have to
exactly.
So,
and I mean, look, you don't have to be a mathematician to realize this, and that is, say, for instance, these event packs, okay, these free packs that you give out. I mean, say, for instance, they're about $10 worth of pack. I mean, that's a cheap pack, but say it's $10. You got 500 of these. There's $5,000 that you're giving away. Where does that money come from? It comes from these sponsors. Quickly, Greg, as well, while I got you, what other sponsors have you got on board so far? GeoStuff's the main one. Yes, yes.
And
they're great.
But this year we haven't. Well, at Wagga and Albury we chased 20, and although it was great, we also had to entertain 20 lots of advertising, banners everywhere, entertain the clients, and it can be a huge burden when you've got 20 different ones. So there might be a couple more, but you're better off with just one. We only have to entertain one government source.
Oh, that's all right. That's right. But I will say this as well, and they know, and everyone who listens to this podcast, everyone who listens to my personal channel as well, that geostuff.com.au is probably one of the best geocaching stores in Australia for sponsorship and for support networks and everything else as well. And I think John and Di are doing a great job down there. They've just taken over the shop in the last 12 months or so, and they are doing an absolute fantastic job.
Yeah, GeoStuff's been a great supporter ever since Albury. They've come on board at every mega event. Even when Carl couldn't make Alice Springs in the situation he was in, he still made sure everything happened. So they've been, and people don't realise that, as well as the big events, they give away a lot of prizes at smaller state events. So they've always been great supporters of geocaching around Australia.
Exactly right. And geocaching in general. I mean, they are a massive supporter of this particular podcast as well. I mean, I've got giveaways left, right, and center from them, and a big thanks to John and Di for that. It's a great job. So that's awesome. They
will have 3 Corinthian stalls at the event, full chock-a-block full of gear for the attendees.
Oh, that's awesome. Good work, guys. Good work. All right, then. So, guys, just again, if you haven't logged your will attends and you are going, make sure you jump online, GC7MVHE, and it's during the Easter long weekend in April this year. More info can be obtained on the particular website, and the link itself is in the event page. And we'd like to thank Greg personally, from myself and from NT.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been great.
Oh,
thanks for jumping on. It's been absolutely fantastic, brilliant, lots of information, and thank you so much for that scoop. And again, congratulations from us. So in the meantime, guys, that brings us to the end of the show. That's it. That's what's that now? That's a good 50-minute show. That's not too bad. So a big thanks again to Greg from Clearwater's event for all the information, and we will see you in April personally, and we'll see everyone else there as well. Have you got anything to say to any other attendees, mate, when they come? You're welcoming to see them, or?
Of course, we're welcoming them all.
No, but you know what I mean, like.
Sorry.
just something to say. Thanks very much, guys, and see you all at the event. That sort of thing.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, well, I know there's a lot out there watching, so thanks for listening to everything, guys. We've got a lot more surprises at the event that we haven't mentioned yet. So don't be afraid to make a holiday out of it, make a week out of it. There's going to be so much more on than what you're seeing right now. So look forward to seeing you all there.
Thank you very much for that.
And
And NT, what have you got?
I just want to add 2 bits in there about Canberra. I used to live up there, and there is so much stuff to see and do. And if you've got family that don't really geocache and you want to go away with them and geocache for the week, there's lots of public transport that can take you to all the major tourist destinations and stuff. So much for them to see and do as well.
Exactly. And just a big thank you as well to everyone involved in this event. And it's not just Greg. Greg's just one of the spokesperson at the moment. But there's so many people, as Greg said before, that's in the direct committee and in subcommittees, to sponsors, to what do you call it, stall holders, and even to the scouts and lots of stuff as well. Whoever's going to be involved in this event, a big thank you from us.
Yes, huge thank you.
That's right. And thanks to everyone who jumped on the live YouTube broadcast tonight. And remember, we do record this live in the first week of every single month. So make sure you follow all our social media pages so you don't miss out on any of the actual GeoChat. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please drop us a line at geocachingdownunder@gmail.com. This podcast can be downloaded on any of your favorite podcast apps, including Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iTunes. So that brings us to the end of episode 6 of the Geocaching Down Under podcast. Isn't that right? Number 6, all done.
We're done.
Yes. And keep an eye out for next month. There's a special guest maybe occurring next month as well. But we always have special guests. You know, it's like NT.
Yeah, they're always special. Very special.
They are always. Every single one special.
No, we love all of our people we have on. Fantastic.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have them on otherwise, would we? No.
No, exactly right. Lots of wealth of information.
That's it. Fantastic. All right. So that's pretty much it for tonight.
That's it for tonight. All said and done.
Yeah.
All over and done with. What's your tagline, NT?
Do I have to do it? I hate
What?
it.
Yeah. NT has to do her tagline. Go. Your tagline, go.
All right. So
Remember,
everybody, the world is your backyard. So you should really just get outside and play.
Exactly right. So from the Geocaching Down Under team, we're over and out.
Oh dear, that's so terrible. I seriously can't handle that ending.
Craig, what happened with are we still live?
Yeah,
we're still live. That's all right. That's all right, guys.
Yeah.
That's the end of the actual. Just to let everyone know, stay online itself. We're going to be here chatting for another 5 or 10 minutes yet. This won't be on the official podcast. So the official podcast has now ended, but this is just the GeoChat, personalized GeoChat for the live viewers and for Greg and NT. So, yes, go ahead. Greg, what was that?
I was just going to say, what happened with the internet cutout?
I don't know. One of the live viewers, Ashbush over in New Zealand, said that I should have paid my bill, which is possible. But anyway, I'm moving next week. I'm moving.
Yes.
I'm actually going now
Maybe
as we speak. I'm going through my phone internet as we speak. So
Right.
I had to get rid of the actual Wi-Fi and just go straight off the phone internet.
I see. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Can they hear us? Can people hear us?
Yes. So
Yeah,
we're
we're
still
still
live
on-
on YouTube. Yes, we're
Okay.
still live on YouTube.
How many people? How many people were in the chat room?
That is a
in
very good question. How many people?
I can tell you exactly right now. There's 19 people watching live as we speak.
What did it get up to?
18.
Did it get up higher than that?
I don't know. There's 19 now.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
didn't
see any
watch.
higher than that. I didn't watch it like constantly. I was trying to fix my internet.
Yeah, so I wasn't keeping an eye on that one either.
No, that's right. I mean, there was lots of people on from Nestle Geo. She was on as well, and I think she's still on.
Yep.
Tilly, Little Miss Longlegs was on.
Is she?
Yeah, she was on as well. Kitty
She's
Catch.
still on.
Yeah,
Hi,
she's still on.
Tilly.
She's still on. Of course, Kitty Catch was there, and Angel G's there as well. They always should be there. They are fantastic. Scrolling back through, Maddie RX was there. Purple Cash Eater's there as well. Actually, John Baxter, there you go. John was on as well. So he was on for a little bit there too, Greg.
Oh, beautiful.
Gary's there.
Yeah.
Hi, Gary. The tats.
Oh, is that
Tattoo
Squared was there. Hubby and Mrs. were on for a little while as well. So and Gaz Kirsch was there too, which is pretty cool. Actually, I didn't think Tats was going to be on live tonight. He's actually at work, so don't tell his boss.
He's at work. Yeah.
All right, Greg. Thanks again, mate, for turning up and for helping us out with the podcast. It was great to see you.
Beautiful. Well, thanks for having me.
No, it's good. It's good.
I think we got a bit of information out there, and it's up to them now.
Exactly.
And thankfully, Kitty Catch putting some links and stuff for people to be able to follow for the website
Yes.
and the
beautiful.
event,
Yeah,
and
she was-
answered a few questions in there as well, thankfully. So
she's
thank you
like
so
your
much.
right hand man.
That's it.
No, she's good.
Thank you for
She's a
being
very
there.
good egg, that one. All right. Anything
Yeah.
else we want to chat about before we end this this live podcast or this live feed now?
No, I am
tell you
looking
what.
forward to finally meeting and going on a ghost tour with Tim the Yowie Man, because when I lived in Canberra, it was on my to-do list and I never got around to it.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still online. We're still
Oh, so you can't say anything. Oh,
you can't don't say anything bad about people.
No, I was just going to mention about the tour. The tour's $99. That tour you're talking about, Linda, it's $99. It goes for 3 hours, and it goes on to all the haunted places in Canberra and Queanbeyan, including cemeteries, former prime ministers' haunts, places where coffins floated down rivers.
Oh yes, I heard.
Oh wow!
And it'll also be hosted on the side with tank engine. It's on a minibus, and it also goes to plenty of geocache stops along the way. It's all been planned. It's all set. It's all done.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Here's a question that just come up. Can I dress up for it like a Ghostbuster with a backpack and?
Well, they do that on the normal tour, so there's nothing to stop you.
Oh, yes. You know me, I'm always going to be act the clown. I'm the class clown. Actually, what was I going to say as well? Oh, can we bring a spectrometer?
Have you got one?
No, but I can borrow one. A mate of mine has actually got one. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, has actually got one. Seriously, him and his wife go out all the time.
I need to have a chat with you.
Well, let's see what happens. Tim might have one anyway.
They're very, very eerie.
I'm sure Tim would.
I personally think they should have something similar to a spectrometer, but have a button on the back. So if things are looking really quiet, you can press a button and the spectrometer goes off and everyone gets all goosebumps.
Right.
That's it.
I like the idea. I like it. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. I've got to go and have a nice cold beer and a shower. It is so hot. How hot is it and muggy? What's it like in ACT at the moment, mate?
It doesn't get humidity here, and Linda knows that. But it's still warm.
Yeah. No, it's really humid down here in Wollongong at the moment. Terrible.
We actually finally got a bit of rain up this way. We finally got some rain. So it's really humid. So
nice.
Actually, I was just talking to someone the other day. Normally in January, they would get 190 mil of rain. This year they only got 3 mil. That's how
wow.
bad it's been.
Wow, that is bad. And it's
Very
the opposite, and the opposite in Townsville at the moment with their what they get. Geez, they got like a year's worth of rain in a week.
They got three. They got 3 of Sydney's annual rainfalls in 10 days.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yep. Paul Griffin. Wait until you come to Casino. Oh, is it hot in Casino? Is it? Paul Griffin just said, wait till I get to Casino. Everyone doesn't know that's where I'm moving to. I'm moving up to Casino. Paul Griffin, I think he's from Casino. I'm sure Paul Griffin's from Casino. So, yes. And Purple Cashier says, really great show. Linda, you did a great job of keeping Craig on task. Yes. See, everyone doesn't know this, but this is what I wanted out of a co-host when I was just, it's just too much for myself, you know. And I needed someone with a level head and calm and everything. See, and what you did tonight, you had to take over when my internet bill ran out.
Oh, yeah, we kind of fumbled a bit there. You'll find out later when you go to edit that. Hopefully,
I know. Anyway, that gives me something to do for the next couple of days before we chuck it on the podcast.
Now, is Paul Griffin going to be coming to the welcome event in Lismore?
Actually, yeah, there you go. This is a plug for my event now in Lismore.
Seeing as we're not really doing.
No, it's not on the podcast now. When is it? I think it's the 25th. The 25th of February.
Well, I remember it's a Monday, which is really random, but yes.
Yeah, Monday. No, you know. Okay, so you know why it's the 25th. Okay, just so everyone else knows why it's the 25th, and that is there's a challenge cache down in Victoria that says that you had to attend an event every day of every date. So the 1st of the month, the 2nd of the month, all the way through, right? I did the checker for it when I was down in Melbourne last year, and I missed out by one date, and that one date was the 25th. So hence the reason why I'm hosting an event on the 25th of February, so I can then sign the challenge cache.
That's sneaky.
See,
But now for the people who have to go to work on Tuesday, they can't have a few drinks.
I have to go to work on Tuesday. I still go to work on Tuesday. And they got to remember those local, if they're local and they've got to go to work on the Tuesday or whatever else after a few drinks, they've got to remember, what I do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ozfox still needs the 31st. There you go. See,
so close as well.
Ozfox.
So I'm going to get to meet Paul Griffin when
yes,
at the event then. That'd be good.
Paul Griffin and of course Matty RX. Everyone knows Matty RX.
Yeah, well, only by name so far. Can't wait to meet him too.
Yeah, and by Facebook profile.
Oh,
Actually, speaking of my my streak, ending my streak on a nudie beach or whatever, I reckon Matty RX. I reckon Matty RX is going to be there for sure. I've seen on GCA how you do those nude caches and stuff on GCA. He's logged like 100 of them.
He has a GCA cache just near the actual nudist beach that actually is called Rudy Nudie.
There you go, Steve.
Yes. Yeah.
There was one on GCA. There's one been on GCA for years where you've got to take a picture and post it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a few guys doing handstands and there's some beauties in there.
Oh, I know. Well, Matty RX, I think he's got like 100 photos on there. Like he loves it.
Nude up for a smile. There we go.
What's the old story?
I've taken a few, but I haven't actually posted them on there because I'm too scared.
No, if they're done tastefully, that's fine. Actually, who was it? Paul the Hippie. Everyone saw Paul the Hippies because it was a milestone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that in there as well?
Yeah.
No?
I don't remember. Sorry, I probably have.
What was it? It was like what was his like 6,000 or 10,000 milestone? I can't remember the number.
He had the 6 to the left of his backside, then 2 O's to the right, and he left out one.
He left it 1 O because that O was him.
That's it.
I know, brilliant. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you all again for joining up live. Thanks so much to Greg and to NT as well. That's it from us, and see you next month. And keep an eye out for all the social media stuff about the Clearwaters event and for GC Podcast. See you later, guys.
See you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.